What is up, guys? It's Max Merc here again, and I'm going to be showing you guys today how to change the cabin air filter in your Mercedes C-Class. And this is a MAN air filter. It is the same brand the OEM Mercedes uses. I got this one off of Amazon for about $30, and I'm sure at the dealership it would have been probably double or triple that price. So you get a real discount from ordering parts off of Amazon. So the model number for this is CUK29005, and my car is a 2008 C300. This will work on all 2008 through 2014 Mercedes C-Class models. For other Mercedes, for E-Classes and stuff, I'm not positive if it works. You're gonna have to look up the exact model number, but this is how to do it for the C-Class and possibly other Mercedes models. So the first step you're going to want to do is move your seat back to give you some more room. So I'll do that. I'll move all of these back. Alright, so it's going to be a little cramped, but what you want to do first is, actually let me detach the camera and show you guys. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see this. Yeah. So this is underneath the glove compartment. And there's a little panel right here. And there's a bunch of little screws that you're going to want to need to unscrew to access this bottom panel where the actual cover is. So the first screw is right here. So now I've got the right tip in. This is what it looks like. If I can get a good angle and get it to focus. It is one of those Torx screws, I believe. I'm not familiar with the names. If I can get it to focus. There we are. Anyway, that is the screw. So you're going to want to go in below the glove compartment, where the actual glove compartment stops. It moves on to a trim, a piece of trim, a plastic trim right here, and you can go ahead and unscrew those pieces. If I can get the screwdriver to, there we go, just like that. And the pieces come out. You're going to want to make sure you don't lose them. I'll set mine down in my cup holder. Now there's one right here. There's another one on this side. I'm sorry, there's one in the middle here. So if that, hopefully that focuses. And you can actually see this panel start to loosen and come down. And let me just unscrew this with my finger. And I'll put that one in my cup holder as well. It's a really uncomfortable position to access these, but it is what it is. There's one last screw on this side over here, if I can get it. I think I can actually prop this camera right there. Yeah, that should do it. There's so much sun glare too. Okay, yeah, so once you can get this screw right here, I got it. Should pop right out, and this panel will loosen itself. And that's it for the screws. There's only 3 screws. And that screw comes out. And now what you can do is grab this piece, and it should come down. This piece is gonna kind of catch on to the glove compartment. The way you do that is you take it, you push it back towards the front of the car, and then pull down slightly. It should fall down itself, but just push back. So it's just this part that's tricky to pull it down. You just have to push it backwards towards the front of the car, and there we go. It'll pop out just like so. And one last thing you have to do to disconnect is there's a little bulb here for the footwell lighting. You have to turn it counterclockwise and it should slide right out. And once you get this down, it should lower itself. If I can get this down. And there's, actually, you know what? Let me take out all these floor mats that I have in here. Should make things a little easier. There we go. It's really snug the way it's fit in there. So the one last thing you're gonna have to do is there's a wire back here. I believe it's for a sensor for the air. You'll see the wire. It's a blue and brown wire. You're gonna want to grab it. You're gonna have to kind of do it blindly, but you grab it and twist it counterclockwise, and it should pop out. And once it pops out, you can sort of free this piece. And if that doesn't work, push the piece back up a little bit. Grab the footwell liner. Actually, yeah, you're gonna want to grab the footwell liner from the beginning. And pull it back, just like that, and then this should pop out. Oh yeah, there's one clip here that kind of holds it down, so you're gonna have to nice and slowly wiggle it out. This is that wire I was talking about. It's this is in there, and you're gonna have to want to grab the top, twist this counterclockwise, and pull it out. I believe it is a sensor. And here's this is the lighting I was talking about, and then that should pop right out. And this is the little hook that catches on, and it makes it pretty hard to pull out, and it's also kind of a pain when you put it back in. So that's how you pull that out. And to remove the filter itself, down below here, I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, you can. This white piece right here, you want to grab it and slide it. I'll show you guys one more time. You're going to grab it and slide it to the left, and after you do that, this should pull out. I do believe for some cars there's a pin, an actual pin to the left, a metal pin to the left of these white pieces. My car does not have that, but if your car does have that, you're going to want to somehow pull that out. And then once you move the white piece, this should come right out, the filter. This is the filter, and you can grab your new filter. Here's my new filter. It does come with a little piece of paper in here. Mon filter, Mercedes-Benz. It says it'll take 24 minutes, and it shows you exactly what I just showed you. To first pop out these panels, unscrew it, peel back the liner, the footwell liner. And here's what I was talking about. This is the metal clip that my car doesn't have, but some cars do. If your car has that clip right there, you're gonna want to take a screwdriver, pop it in there, and pop them out. And there's one more on the other side, and then you slide that metal piece and pull it out just as I showed you. But one of the most important parts is pulling back the footwell liner. So that's the old filter. Here's my new filter. Let me just set it down. So left old, right is new. The new one has a kind of a foamy kind of thing on the outside of it that the old one doesn't have. I don't know if that's supposed to be there. Yeah, it's supposed to be there. There we go. So let me just slide that away. And this new filter just pops back in. The same thing you did in reverse order. Find the slot and you push it in. Make sure you don't catch onto the wire like I just did. It's kind of a hard time fitting in to there. There we go. Oh, well, I just pulled that piece out. Yeah, fitting it back in is a little tricky. Let me see if I have it the wrong way in. I don't think I do, but I'll check. No, I had it the right way. So it's this was the right way. And this pops just right in there. And I believe that foam part that I was talking about earlier makes it a little harder for it to fit in. But let's try this one more time. There we go. I got one side in. Yeah, you're gonna have to push really hard for this filter. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm gonna need two hands to this, so I'm gonna put that on the camera and then come back. So I did get the filter in. One thing to know is that this is a two-hand job. You can really, I mean, pulling it out, you can use one hand, it just slides right out. But putting it back in for this filter, I had to stick my head underneath the entire thing. It's a really uncomfortable position. And I used both hands and just kind of pushed as hard as I could in there to get these clips to slide on. And now it's nice and firm in place. Now to reinstall everything, it's kind of reverse order. You peel back this liner. Make sure this doesn't catch on. And if that can stay in place. Okay, well, anyway. Now, what do we get here? This is the old filter. This old stuff. And this piece goes back in next. This liner gets peeled back. And then the cover goes in on top of it. Make sure you pull these wires out so they don't get caught underneath, because you're gonna have to re-plug them in. Yeah, just be really careful what you do. And then this slowly pushes back in. Gosh, keeps catching onto the map pocket. And this bulb slides into there, and you see if I can get it. Yeah, the bulb slides into there, and then you twist it clockwise. It locks right in. Perfect. And then the sensor, you're gonna have to feel for it. You can't really stick your head back there. And if I can find the spot, there it is. It slides right in, and you have to kind of do everything by touch, and then twist it. It's clockwise. Oh man, it's a really tricky job. And that, yeah, man, it hurts your fingers, that wire. So then you use your fingers and twist it until it locks into place. So now all those wires are connected. You literally just take this piece and kind of fit it back up there. Be careful it doesn't catch on to anything. Just push the back piece back first against the wall, and then all these push back into place. And there is that one clip back there that you really need to focus on getting to pop into place. Otherwise, this entire thing won't go in. There's that little hook clip back there that you need to pop in. Really, that hook is just the hard part. And then, other than that, so you know what? I think that's good. Oh, yeah, I think I just got it. You have to grab the bottom and kind of push it Huh. I don't know where it hooks onto. Well, maybe it isn't supposed to hook on anything. So either way, grab your screws and kind of screw them back into their spots where they go. So let me get my screwdriver. If I can find it, here it is. And you screw these pieces back in. The other one goes here. And there we go, just like that. Now I'll get the last screw. And basically just screw all these back in. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I just finished installing the cabin air filter, and I'll say it is very frustrating. Mostly because the position you have to get in to access it. I think Mercedes could have made it a lot easier. But wow, it's really frustrating. So I'm sorry I couldn't show you guys exactly what I did, but I put this panel back in place and I screwed everything in, and that's about it. Make sure your glove compartment can open properly, and then last but not least, put your key in. Make sure the light comes on, which it does, and you're done for the air filter, for the cabin air filter. And if you guys like this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.